All right, welcome. Today, we're going to tackle 25 advanced English words. Our goal? To make them super simple to understand and really easy for you to remember.
So, to really help these words stick in your mind, we've broken them down into 5 simple groups. Think of it this way. It helps your brain connect the dots, which is a huge help when you're studying for a test. Okay, let's jump right in.
Okay, so our first group is honestly my favorite place to start. Why? Because every single word begins with under. And that little prefix, it's like a secret clue that helps you guess the meaning right away.
Isn't it cool how one little idea, the word below, can lead to 4 totally different meanings? You've got weakening something from below, supporting it from below, even marking it from below, and then there's financially supporting it. So let's break down each one.
Okay, first up, undermine. To undermine something means you're weakening it, but secretly kind of from the inside out. The best way to picture this is to imagine digging a tunnel under a castle wall. You're not attacking the wall directly, right? You're undermining it, making it weak so it'll eventually fall down. It's all about that slow, hidden damage.
Now, underpinning is the total opposite of that. It's the strong support that holds something up. So this could be the actual foundation under a house, or it could be something like the solid research that supports an argument. It's that strong base under everything that keeps it standing.
This one's super easy to remember. Think about what you do with a pen. When you draw a line under a word in your notes, what are you doing? You're making it stand out, right? You're emphasizing it. And that's exactly what underscore means, to show that something is really, really important.
And our last underword is underwrite. Think about it. You write your name under a document. When you do that on a financial contract, you're promising to support that project with money. You're taking on the risk. So a bank might underwrite a loan, or an insurance company underwrites a policy. They're basically saying, we'll pay if this goes wrong. All right, now that we've got our underwords down, let's move to the next section.
All right, section 2. This group is all about action. These are words that make things happen and describe the consequences that come after.
You know, we can actually tell a little story with these 3 words. So picture this. 2 companies start to vie for a big contract. That means they're competing like crazy. Eventually, one company will vanquish the other, just completely defeat them. And after that big battle, there's always a wake left behind. That's the aftermath, the consequences. It's kind of like the trail of waves a boat leaves in the water.
Okay, this next one is super important, so listen closely. This is a mistake a lot of people make. We have wave with an I and wave with an A. They sound exactly the same, but waive means you give up a right. Like you can waive your right to a lawyer. You're choosing not to take it. Waive with an A is just, waving your hand goodbye. That little I makes all the difference.
So, what does it mean when something warrants an action? It basically means the situation is serious enough to deserve that action. For example, a tiny mistake at work probably doesn't warrant getting fired. But something big like stealing, yeah, that definitely warrants it. Just think of it as meaning it's a good enough reason for.
All right, let's switch gears a bit. Now we're going to look at some amazing descriptive words. These are the words that help you paint a picture in someone's mind to describe people, places, and things really clearly.
And we're starting with a great pair that are total opposites. First, you have veneer. A veneer is that shiny, beautiful surface that hides what's really underneath. Think of cheap furniture with a thin layer of nice wood on top. That's a veneer. But verity? That is what's underneath. It's the real, honest truth. So you have the fake outside, the veneer, and the real inside, the verity.
Okay, here are the rest of our descriptive words for this section. A little tip, they all start with the letter V, so maybe that will help you remember them together. Let's check them out in pairs to see how they work.
So let's compare these two. Someone who is vivacious is just full of life. They're energetic, they're exciting, you want to be around them. The opposite of that could be vacuous. If something is vacuous, it's completely empty of thought or intelligence. That's a great way to remember it. It sounds like a vacuum, which is empty space.
Verdant is such a nice word. It just means green and lush, full of plants and life. You'd use it to describe a beautiful green forest or rolling hills after a rain. Now, voluptuous is all about luxury and pleasure for your senses. It can describe the rich taste of chocolate cake, the feeling of a soft velvet chair, or even a person.
Okay, next pair. Viscous is for liquids. If a liquid is viscous, it's thick and sticky and moves slowly.
Honey is the perfect example. Then we have voluminous. This one is all about size and volume. A big, puffy dress with tons of fabric is voluminous. A super long report with hundreds of pages? Also voluminous.
All right, our next set of words is a little different. They have a softer, more gentle feeling to them. They're all about things moving quietly, changing slowly, or things we need to watch carefully.
First, we have waft. Imagine the smell of cookies baking just floating gently from the kitchen to your room. That smell is wafting. It's a very light, soft movement. Then there's wane. Wane means to slowly get smaller or weaker. The best example is the moon. It gets bigger, then it wanes or gets smaller. But your excitement for a movie could also wane if it gets boring.
And these next two words, they go together so well. A vagary is a completely unpredictable change. The weather is full of vagaries. One minute it's sunny, the next it's pouring rain. And because life is full of these vagaries, you need to be vigilant. Being vigilant just means being really watchful and alert, ready for anything that might happen.
All right, we're on to our final section. Just 4 more words to go. These are kind of special concepts that didn't quite fit anywhere else, but they are super useful to know.
So first up is unilateral. The big clue here is uni, which means one. You see it in words like unicycle or uniform. So a unilateral decision is a one-sided decision. One person or one group makes it without asking anyone else. Then there's usury. This is a very specific word for the illegal act of lending money and charging crazy high interest rates. It's really all about an unfair, one-sided financial deal.
Okay, a vignette. This is just a short, descriptive little scene. It's not the whole novel, just one small snapshot of life. Kind of like a perfect little Instagram post, but in words. And finally, vogue. This one's easy. It just means fashion or trend. If something is in vogue, it means it's popular right now. It's the cool thing.
And that's it. 25 new words you can start using right away. But here's the most important part. The best way to really learn them is to use them. So, my question for you is, which one of these new words are you going to try to use in a sentence today? Just pick one to start. If you keep practicing, you'll have all of these mastered in no time.